On Friday, June 7th, 2018, the Philadelphia police announced a crackdown on teens out past curfew. This may come as a surprise to those unaware that the curfew ever existed at all. While the curfew has been on the books since 1955, it hasn't always been enforced. Under Mayor John Street, who served until 2008, minors out too late would be taken to curfew centers, not police stations. Councilwoman Blondo Reynolds Brown is familiar with this system.
If a young person was out after a certain hour, they would be picked up and taken to the nearest curfew center, not a police station, but there were actually designated curfew centers throughout the city of Philadelphia.
There was a crackdown in 2010 in response to a mass gathering on South Street of over 1,000 teenagers that turned violent. Police were able to contain the riot thanks to parents tipping them off. Over the course of 2011, 50 teens were arrested for violating the curfew. Mayor Nutter announced a new curfew, and then this was recorded by the Associated Press.
If you are out wreaking havoc, if you are out causing problems, if you are out doing things that you should not be doing, we are going to get you off the streets.
Despite the determination of Mayor Nutter and the police force, enforcement of the curfew lapsed over the next years. That's why the recent announcement came as a shock to many. The recently amended curfew makes it illegal for minors to be out later than 11 p.m. in the summer and 10 p.m. when the school year resumes. Depending on your age, the curfew could be even tighter. Those caught violating it will be issued a citation and held at the nearest police station until their legal guardians come and get them. They will also get a fine of up to $500. Max Stoyanov Williams, who is a night manager of a South Street business, is familiar with the problem of teen loitering.
A lot of times you're fighting kids off from just trying to come in and just sit down, and kids just standing in front of your doorway, like blocking the entrance and things like that.
Resident Yaffa Bruckner agrees.
I think things in terms of curfew need to periodically be reviewed, okay? I mean, I think all the different constituents who are involved in it, including the teenagers and the people who live here and the people who run the businesses, everybody, I don't think it should be a one-shot deal.
Some worry that the curfew could provide an opportunity for police to target minorities. Councilwoman Reynolds Brown recognizes this.
We decided to limit the execution of this law to those areas that were most negatively impacted. And during that time in 2011, it was Center City and University City.
However, few people desire to see the curfew abolished. She recognizes that curfew may need to be amended, but stands with the majority of legislators on the issue.
Laws that are in place for all of us, it's no secret that sometimes those laws are applied more strictly and sometimes unfairly to certain members of our population. So that may be a reason for us to take a look at this.
For the time being, the curfew is in effect. So if you are under 18 and you feel like spending an evening on South Street, just make sure you watch the clock. For WHYY Summer Journalists, I'm Robert Luby.